idea to go into it in this economy? What would you say to encourage young farmers?
Oh, there's never been a better time to start. Number one, there's a huge market, a lot of demand out there for people wanting good food. Number two is we have incredibly cheap and lightweight technology so that a farm can be portable. Infrastructure can all be portable, which is the third reason why it's a great time to start, because there's so much available cheap land. A lot of land is owned by non-farmers, and more will be coming down the pike as the average 60-year-old farmer continues to retire. And so I think it's a time of unprecedented opportunity to take advantage of these new realities.
What are you hoping will develop from this event politically? What do you want to?
Well, this is just another another step toward building a broad-based coalition to protect the indigenous food system that recognizes and that there is another way to have safe food besides government control, and that is a transparent food system. And the notion that the only safe food is one that has a bureaucratic paper trail and that's opaque is the only way to have safe food is ludicrous on the end of it. And so what we do is we recognize that ultimately safe food is a matter of faith. Who do you put your faith in? You're going to put your faith in in your local farmer, or are you going to put faith in a bureaucrat with a pile of paperwork? It really comes down to faith. And there's a lot of effort in this country right now to create paranoia among the people to accept only one faith, and that's faith in a government, in a bureaucrat with paperwork.
What would you say to sustainable food activists who either support this food safety legislation or don't understand, or maybe don't understand why there's so much opposition to it?
The road to hell is paved with good intentions, and the problem is that the bill creates all sorts of subjective regulatory things like sound science and best agriculture practices and all those kinds of things that are the buzzwords for industrial agriculture. Trust me, from the government standpoint, a best agricultural practice or a sound science is not compost-grown tomatoes and raw milk. It's a food system. It's an agricultural practice that is vaccinated, chemically fertilized, chemically herbicided, preferably cloned, irradiated, and genetically modified. That's sound science.
Right. Do you think there needs to be more regulation on industrial agriculture?
More regulation on industrial agriculture? No, not at all. In fact, Trevor Dean in Senator Webb's office today, no, it was the other one. It was Nicholas, the guy in Senator Warner's office, said, "Well, the problem is we don't have enough money for inspectors." So we said, "Well, then just hire more inspectors. We don't need to drive all the little guys out of business. If the problem is not enough inspectors, hire some more inspectors." We believe that we already have actually more regulations than we already need. And if you don't believe me, go try to buy some raw milk or homemade egg noodles or homemade pickles from Aunt Matilda. You'll find out very quickly that we are very limited in food choice in this country, and so we've already been under an over-aggressive regulatory system that
we have a lot of choice from the big manufacturers and producers of food.
Well, you can choose whether to have ground meat in Gwaltney packaging or ground meat in IBP packaging,
exactly.
But it all came out of the same snout,
that's where the food safety problem is coming from.
Absolutely, yeah.
So why not regulate them more?
Why not regulate them more? Because
why not clean up their factories or their production
we
practices
have all
or whatever?
The regulations we need. If all you need is more inspectors, hire some more inspectors. We don't need any more regulations. The fact is that all of the infractions or whatever that we've already had were infractions of regulations that are already written. If the problem is enforcement, we don't need more regulations. You
Right.
need more enforcers.
Okay. Makes a lot of sense.